We'll get to that when it's time, because now it's time to randomize LUNABREAK versus CB for our first engagement.
I'm thinking LUNABREAK look like the favorites here, but you can't underestimate what China does, and Palm Bay Harbor's the one that starts.
Both
Ooh,
teams
boy.
100%, 3 wins for LUNABREAK, 2 for CB. They have not lost, and we will see someone's record get tarnished here on Palm Bay Harbor.
Does Hurricane get touched at all? Stego, part of just applying much damage while being a mobile. Sky Raider removed, and we had talked about this being an important part of LUNABREAK's composition.
Wait a minute, Mambu. We still got a lot of time for this lock-in, but we've only seen a few of those Narukamis coming out on Palm Bay Harbor.
Yeah, Vita likes that Sky Raider too, but doesn't want to try and mirror that against the other side. Elyseness being open and not really picked here, which is interesting. It's such a survivable striker. If you're down a couple units, well, Elyseness can keep the party going for a while.
You're right. They are going super heavy on this one. The Aquillas will control the air. Lori and Manbu going to be sniping in here. And yeah, without the Elyseness, this is going to be just a heavy-duty battle. They're still going to look like quite a speed and quite a lot of movement inside. But, man, it's going to be like wet noodle fights for these tanks. The damage has to come from somewhere, and we'll see if those Aquillas can shoot it from the outside.
No Elyseness, but also no flyers to chase down these snipers. So, Manbu versus the other side. Versus Lori, of course. This is going to be insane. And kind of what we saw from our last series, like Happiness is the GOAT on Aquila as well. But you can do a lot of damage, but sometimes you need some reinforcements. You can't just take the 1v1. Someone's got to help you out finish off these kills.
You need that backup. Our LUNABREAK still shining bright here. Our Celestial Being still riding the high of a victory. And our final best of 3 before we enter the best of 5 games. Who will continue to push on? Can they carry this momentum into the game?
And Palm Bay Harbor was the first map and, of course, the previous series. So this is just another 9-5 for both these teams. Best of 3. We take to the skies. Celestial Being already pushed to the brink.
LUNABREAK is just fully fighting in the garage of Celestial Being right now. Oh my gosh, Veda there trying to do some close range damage. They're all just an arm's reach away within that section. And now CB is like, wait, get out of our house.
I can appreciate CB trying to split up and not suffer too much from the AoE of someone like a Hurricane boxing up, LUNABREAK trapping them in, and Celestial Being are really stuck without any space to operate.
The damage numbers coming up. Zek's almost down, very, very low there at the top of your screen, but as well, Azuria, same thing as they're just trying to skirt out with a last bit of health and limp back into the fight whenever possible.
Oh, Azuria about to get punished. This Tricera composite shield is up, and the console is also up, and LUNABREAK are gonna fight for it, but Arun is down. That Welkin dip goes in favor of Tuobi, but fluid armor across the board from Celestial Being is suffering, but LUNABREAK suffering more with 3 members 6 feet under.
Crazy. LUNABREAK try and adjust the match to their own direction, getting in CB's base, and when CB drop down, they say thank you very much for the possible team wipe. And they're going to move forward on A point. Really well orchestrated here from Celestial Being.
There's so many people down from LUNABREAK. I wouldn't even mind if Celestial Being went and captured the enemy payload, and that's exactly what Tuopi is doing. This is reversing the progress, and the lead will get insane. Can Celestial Being keep this aggression up and continue the staggers? Celestial Being are continuously fighting. I've seen Arun lose some health. Azuria is now going for the CP payload.
Celestial Being fighting on more fronts than we knew that were possible here. Yes, you're right. They are getting payload pushed back for a moment, and then they get back to help their own fight. You can see the Hurricanes drones around here trying to deny a little bit of the targeting and mess people up, but it just seems like Tuobi knows exactly what the targets need to be.
I like that play from Azuria. trying to keep these payloads neck and neck, and now all boxed up with nowhere to go. Neku down for the count, and LUNABREAK not really able to kill as much as Celestial Being are. They're all over him like butter on toast.
I have not yet seen a Palm Bay Harbor where nobody's even approaching that second point. This is wild. They're still pushing each other's payload back, but we have fights on B. It will be prepped. There's a few in there trying to duke it out in the 1v1 here, but we're still just on the first platform trying to get the team orchestrated into the right position.
It's just a bloodbath, but LUNABREAK are trying to fight back as well, raining from the sky. It's terror from LUNABREAK shredding through 2 of CB. And it's only a 10% lead for CB. This upcoming console's important, and with the lead that CB have created, they can get set up earlier than LUNABREAK.
Oh, 2OB kills Arun, but does get finalized by a teammate or an opposing teammate after that. So the Welkin fight is happening quite a bit. You see the huge damage coming in from Vita here. Just picked up a kill for himself, and Kurosa, beautiful job on that Lumine with a kill on a 0. So that Hurricane is down. Oh my.
Still reversing progress. LUNABREAK falling behind and losing members. At least the numbers are equal. 5v5. Vita's just having a grand old time being untouched in the sky. And it's up to these snipers, the Aquilas, to not let these Infernos go awry.
Inferno's back in now. This is where they start to get the regen in a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Welkin fight. Box to the top. Trying to figure out where they're going. The Welkin 2 just absolutely flashing you, destroying drones, making it tough to see. And that's the kind of flash you're getting here out of these huge brawler fights.
And LUNABREAK know they're behind, and they have to go for plays on the cart. Zex continuously trying to steal away CB's payload and keeping this neck and neck still within 10%. Now the B console will be up soon. Every kill from here on out is critical. You're looking at 20-second plus respawn timers, and LUNABREAK have all 6 up.
Mambu and one other fighting already at CB is finally going to spawn here as we have 7 minutes left on Palm Bay Harbor. A much delayed game with all the fighting that we have going on outside, but again, it looks like CB is going to be able to coordinate long enough to get 4 on the point and continue to push off LUNABREAK.
Oh, 2OB has some X to crack, and he's about to scramble Lori. He wants to be nowhere close to this as CB soar and don't even get the chase down on Lori. They've actually zoned him away from the fight, and now CB scoured to keep this lead up.
Azura falling, LUNABREAK with 2 down. Only Zex on the other side has fallen. Now actually Manbu goes down after firing in a few of his own kills. As we just patiently wait this one out, it's going to be till they get to C. The corridors are split left and right. Teams get a bit of a reprieve to set up. But this B fight is continuing to see if they can tag on just a little bit more before they leave each other.
This is such a clash. Both teams losing strikers left and right. No Stego, no Sky Raiders. So you have Triceras, you have Welkins in this melee close range part of the map. This is where they have to hold on to these objectives.
2OB's like a one-man army right now, diving under the payload, getting LUNABREAK to jump off their payload for just a moment. Every one of those seconds counts. You can see the gas coming out of it a little bit here on this side. It will move faster when you're on it. It still moves when you're off it. But you always want your Tricera hunkered down there with protection of the team. And this is that reprieve I was talking about, but you see how far CB is ahead on point C.
And CB's going to get out the gates first so they can have an early setup for this, and especially if you can get your Tricera and all your heavies in place. Take the high ground. This could be deadly for LUNABREAK, and the box just lines up the dominoes and the pins for Manbu to go for a strike as the console will upload soon. This 6v5 could be everything for CB, and LUNABREAK need to fight.
And look at that. Considering that he was targeted Mambu in the air for too long, says I need to break that vision and then come back into the fight. 2OB though, never breaking vision, always an arm's length away from the battle and death, and they continue to go in. Huge amount of support you can see, and healing. Kurosa also getting healing as well as they continue to fight. This Hurricane is healthy and ready to fire.
Yeah, CB just raining down hell on this Triceratops Azuria that was trying to anchor that console, but it's once they did dispatch that heavy, CB got the console, and now they have a solid lead while having Zex and Azuria push their payloads. The little bit of extra speed could make a difference, especially for LUNABREAK to try and catch up, but they need to make a play at the payload, but they're losing strikers.
Gonna get a little spicy here in these last legs. Credit to Celestial Being for understanding the first move of LUNABREAK to go in the base, taking LUNABREAK out and winning the points from A to C so far. But here comes LUNABREAK's payload on the move. It is only 9% behind.
And CB are just going for fights, and they're just wiping the floor of LUNABREAK. Janitors on duty. The brooms cleaning up the fight. LUNABREAK go 2 or 3 down in these fights without finding the necessary equalizers. Manbu with good pressure onto this Inferno as well. This is just so tough to watch. And the finish line is in sight for CB.
Azuria takes down Zex, but is it too little too late here? LUNABREAK need to get ground on that payload and start moving it backwards. That's what they do, but pushed off immediately.
Now the Welkin just gets to spin to win to guarantee that win. And LUNABREAK, though, are also having their cart reversed. They know they have to stop CB, but also their payload will progress without them. CB, though, are losing some bodies. There's just a few more inches away. And now LUNABREAK have captured the CB cart, so it's reversing its progress.
Again, just about 9% away. The spawn's coming back in for Tuobi and Azuria.
Oh, Zex reclaimed, and thanks to Vita, CB should get to the end, and the sunset will happen on Palm Bay Harbor. CB with a great win for China.
Beautifully done. Like I said, from the beginning, really adapting and understanding to what LUNABREAK wants to do. We've had, I'd say, just the one change-up of how Palm Bay is being played where it's high and low. But to go into your enemy's base and then just be cordoned in that area so the Hurricane can fire in the rest of the team, I think LUNABREAK might have regretted it a bit.
Yeah, like, it was really fun to watch. It's kind of like a new meta thing that we saw in our previous series of just completely abandoning your payload and just racing to the enemy spawn. Because that garage, you just are stuck in there, especially if there's a Welkin box. I don't even know if you can squeeze out. I've just never had this happen.
At that point, they want to be in your Welcome box too. They're going to box and be in it.
Yeah, that was insane and fairly close. What was it, like 100 to 85, like around there?
And at the end, they were both being able to push it back. I think it's that last moment we hear from players when we get interviews that they say, yeah, we had 2 respawning. We understood that that's not going to be the percentage they have, right? We have enough time. And then you focus fire on the payload. Once your team is fully there, 3 staggered towards the end. That's what we were seeing for CB, for LUNABREAK rather. And then they were just able to pull it in.
Yeah, and LUNABREAK knew how to play from behind, despite kind of the console war maybe going more in CB's favor, not, you know, console versus PC, but the actual objectives. LUNABREAK went for plays to capture the enemy payload and kept it within 10% throughout that entire game. And that was low-key winnable at the end from LUNABREAK when they were reversing progress at the 95% mark. Yeah. I was getting like PTSD of like the Orca matchup when at that point that's exactly what happened, but it was close but no cigar.
I think I have to, I don't know why, but Aquila, I think Manbu was stepping up here. It was really interesting to see the kind of pace of the fights and how long they were lasting without the Elisnes in there this time. Not having that chaos to be caused, everybody was kind of okay with staying in the same spot because you were getting enough healing to not be staggered out of stuff with Elisnes just shockwaving everybody when he wants to bring armor back. So it provided a really fun fight within those points.
I think I give my MVP to Tuobi on the Welkin, and I'm not even you right now. I'm not, my name is not Rivington, and I'm calling a Welkin MVP. I just think just any Welkin player that is as good as Tuobi is so annoying.
It's nutty.
On the payload. You just can't get close to it at all. But then you look at the Triceras like Zex being at the top of the leaderboards and even being a nice little key carrier. I remember on Eye of Mizra on the Tricera, he was bringing the key around. He is just the objective player.
2.1 million damage blocked in there from Tuobi and taken. I guess kind of kind of cheat since you get to put your box up in a corridor where everybody actually is firing at, but it's still, you're protecting your team, you're denying a lot of damage, and that is absolutely huge. So nicely done there. You can see the damage taken on Neku exist. Over on that Hurricane, that's a lot of pain. That's a whole lot of pain. So you can see they were focusing Neku exist a lot from the side of CB in this one to make sure that Hurricane did not have that payload removing power.
Vita not dying is so insane there. Still pretty similar damage. Direct damage maybe going more in favor of Vita, telling you there's a lot more focus fire. Vita's being called when that fluid armor is being drained, and they're getting a lot of these finishing blows. Like a lot of these fights, CB were in creating these 6v3 scenarios, and LUNABREAK, despite getting like pounded into the dirt, were able to still make plays to kind of come back despite the kills, feeling like they went all in the other team's favor. And a Tricera MVP you don't get to see every day.
Let's go, Zex. The Tricera, banned out a lot on Palm Bay Harbor, and we see why. MVP play, hard to push off that payload, and they did a great job of actually maneuvering on and off because it wasn't a lot of the payload moving with pressure. It was winning the fights, moving it a little bit, and winning the points. So they played every portion of this Palm Bay Harbor very well on Celestial Beam.
Yeah, it's got to be so annoying to deal with a Tricera when Welkins are trying to have fun, the Elitenesses are hopping around, and you got to have just that solid block at the front. So shout out to Zex and sort of just an unsung hero for this team when we've been singing the praises of everyone else, and Tricera is such a thankless job sometimes.
So where, now as we look at Celestial Being, do we think that LUNABREAK could choose to go to Lemon? What might favor them? Palm Bay was there undefeated, and now they have a tarnish on that record.
Yeah, I low-key had LUNABREAK winning this series, and now I'm not so sure.
Exactly.
Their loss against Anubis, they chose to go to Krob Sinkhole.
Okay.
And they were still able to play that well. They did lose it, but it was not a good map for them, despite not having a Welkin and Inferno. That was banned out. So taking such core pieces away from LUNABREAK, they can still get good work done.
Seeing that early, ridiculous early fight in the base. Can't wait to see how Palm Bay Harbor continues to evolve with what happens with the strikers we might see in the future. And maybe somebody's just got this big bounce ability that pushes everyone off the payload. Insta-ban. No, who knows? It's going to be amazing. So much in Mecha Break to have fun with already. And here on Palm Bay Harbor, Celestial Being have quite a bit of fun leading from the get-go and being able to solidify this map. One more win means they push on to our first best-of-5 series, and that's going to be versus Anubis or Eva, as those matches are later today, and they're only going to get more spicy.
And this is LUNABREAK's first map loss that's to a team that's not named Anubis.
True.
Which is so insane. You thought LUNABREAK's only kryptonite was another team from Japan, but no, China is showing up too. Everyone came into this like Japan 100% is gonna win, 100% is gonna make top 4, and agree. But Celestial Being clutched up at the end. It was close though, so I'm not counting out LUNABREAK. I could easily see a map 3. All depends. LUNABREAK have to send it on their very, very best map, and I'm wondering if that's Krob Sinkhole. They lost it to Anubis, but there's a lot to learn from that. That's still the best team in this tournament.
This is true. You kind of got to take those losses with a grain of salt, knowing you were instantly dissected by your opponents with how strong they are. And what will they go to next?
Oh, and then LUNABREAK just won Krob Sinkhole against Empyrean, and it was disgusting because they had the Narukami from Lori.
Yes.
So I 100% want to see Krob Sinkhole, but they're the ones who did all the homework. I'm just here, so we'll see where we go. Oh, I have a crystal ball.
You're gonna get it. Krob Sinkhole. But now that they banned the Naru, and was that just bait because they're so good still on something else because Lori isn't just good on Naru? Exactly.
Yeah.
So showing that earlier and being able to win so definitively with it.
Okay, well, Neku liked the Falcon, so what did Neku do for that? And no Welkin, so Arun's going to be affected by this as well, so what is the game plan?
Slightly sad. We don't see King Welkin in this one.
Naru, please.
Oh. Sky Raider.
Oh, Narukami from Vita? I got to wait for the timer to go all the way down in case I'm getting trolled.
Yeah, because they also have the Aquila.
no scans from Falcon mean a Narukami map, which would be crazy. CB have to match like some kind of Aquila or something to deal with that Narukami, because Lori did not die on that crop sinkhole against Empyrean.
They got to be asking Mambu, can you do this? Because you're also going to have a Sky Raider on your butt, and Neku exists, and those shots being called from the air are usually very accurate in where they need the team to go and what they need to do as he sees the whole map.
Which is interesting about the Narukami is that Lori only played it because Aquila was banned. And it's here, and he's still choosing to do Narukami. Yeah. He's cooking.
I think, and looking at this other composition, he faces the same lack of air superiority, right? We have the Aquila over there, but it's not a Falcon. That's banned out, so they're like, oh, okay, that actually works out really well for us. We'll ban the Welkin, then you're not going to have Falcon Welkin, and then you're not going to have point control or air control. So let's see what happens. The dive into A about to happen here on Crop Sinkhole. Celestial Being versus LUNABREAK. The Celestial Being look to take the series.
Will Japan be able to keep 2 teams in this tournament? We find out now with Celestial Being be on series point. And it was so neck and neck. It came down to the finish line. Yeah. But LUNABREAK kind of tore Empyrean apart on this map. Double cap that they never gave up. A triple cap even at the end. And they get to go back to pretty much the composition they ran last time, minus a Falcon and Welkin.
Neku flies through the team to start just to identify their positioning and comes back. Oh my gosh, very Ramen Rook-esque, flying straight into the teams. You love to see this type of aggression, pulling the targeting and breaking the targeting as much as possible.
Now the first fight will take place in the middle of the map. Perimeter won't be unlocked yet, so the snipers get to sit back, because why would you be patrolling the sides of the map as Arun slams in, Stego's smoke up. You got a lot of AoE too being placed down. It's just a no man's land.
Ooh, you see the focus on Arun. As soon as they try to go for Tricera, it's not fun having to back out, go in half energy right now. So going to be careful as they get into this fight. And no, Arun actually just goes hard, knowing he's going to have to descend down to safety.
Oh, Manbu is trying to pressure. He's on the Aquila. Lori is going to have to stealth away using the grapple. Okay. And Manbu is still committed to look for them.
It might just be the Manbu-Lori fight as we see that happening on the side, like you were saying. Here now, Arun back into the fight. Very close to going down, but holding it just long enough. Safety in that armor, and he's going to rebuild back up a little bit on the fluid.
It's tough for Arun to not be in that fight. And yeah, Narukami, stealth, captures, C is gone. A still hasn't been won by either person. But this Aquila of Manbu having to disengage gives that cap over to LUNABREAK. But they're starting to suffer in that middle of the map fight. Like, the health bars are really low for LUNABREAK.
Manbu just trying to fly around. Oh, the targeting is so good right now. Lori's super happy with his positioning. Naku's going to start tracing Manbu as well to try to cause that trouble. As Vita comes up, with a triple kill.
He's insane. The Inferno, you should have never let it go in his hands, but at least CB got their own capture through, and it's just a fight that never ends. Is anyone going to get to Cap A at this point? And Vita hoses the enemy down now. 4 kills, maybe going for the ace, and Vita has to be careful of snipes coming from the Narukami. Lori may have to direct his attention to that Inferno.
So much control over the map right now. The double cap seems to be held quite strong in the way they're divvying it up and even looking to possibly go for a third, but it looks like more of a fact-finding mission there for Tuobi as he's just taking pictures of the team.
Even just pressuring C, CB are making sure LUNABREAK can't rotate anywhere else, and being up in their face, you know where LUNABREAK are trying to disperse to. You're forcing them to not be able to traverse to the middle of the map easily, and CB are also making sure B is still in their favor. They're sensing someone nearby.
Yeah, doubled up on the score so far, just ticking up by 2 if you have 1 point. That's 6 if you're with 2 points, and 10 if you have all 3. Here the fight towards A. And Veda is just clearing LUNABREAK from trying to attack this.
A lot of resistances, but all that fluid armor is gone, and then this Inferno needs to take a break, and that's where Tuobi gets to slice and dice through everyone on the Elysius. You take his Vulcan away, and he's still got a strong melee potential with this striker. And now he's dip, dive, dodging, evading all the range damage as LUNABREAK are pressuring B, trying to capture it, but this range poke from CB is denying that.
I haven't even seen Lori for a little bit. Probably just still firing in from the outside, hardly getting any control. Zero getting focused down now. That Hurricane looking to be taken out of the match by Arun. And that Stego Gas is going to give him a little bit of breathing room as they focus on Vita. It would be a huge kill in a moment so they can restructure if they can take down this Hurricane.
Finally, someone is chasing down Lori. You were wondering where they were. They're at B, having a 1v1 and needing definitely some more help. Yui tried to go for the capture. That gets denied. Surely with the kills coming through from LUNABREAK, that'll happen, right? But CB are almost quadrupling the score right now. And this double cap, they just haven't let it go.
Yeah, they have this too well-rounded right now. Something extreme has to happen. Everybody on the point, everybody for the Naru, but can you get back to do something? It's all just too risky right now, so you have to try and coordinate something at both sites. And now that is actually going to be Tuobi stopping that coordination.
Yeah, with this Narukami stealth, it's just your full tweaking, trying to just spy check everybody. And Tuobi has that Elysius re-armor, is going to do so just to have a bit more health to work with. And of course, more bells and whistles. This Narukami is still trying to cap B, and CB just won't allow it to happen. And Manbu with the shutdown.
Shut down, energy refresh coming in for him, so we won't see him in the fight for just a second. We'll probably need some heals if they can get it from anywhere in this, and that's a push through. Tuobi is wreaking havoc on this A site, not allowing the ground to be gained. And it looks like LUNABREAK wants this so bad. This is their focus and priority, and they're gaining no ground.
Yeah, if they can only get some lines of sight into B to help this Narukami, to help Lori. This is a much different game than what they experienced against Empyrean. Not going to be an easy road against a team like Celestial Being. Manbu, though, is below half health, and there's someone behind harassing him, and that's Arun on the Elysius, and now he's doing exactly what a striker is supposed to do, but low on fluid armor, and the stun, that is insane.
Ooh, grappled up, gets too close, and Arun's going to fire back, feeling good to be able to capitalize on that. But the sirens are going. The eject button almost needs to be hit here. One more life for Arun after this, as he can break his armor and be okay. But this is now where it gets dangerous for him.
Yeah, Arun, I'm glad that he got called over to help Lori with this B cap. For the first time in a long time, LUNABREAK have a double cap, and they're maybe even working for a triple, depending on how this fight breaks down at A.
Oh, Tricera's kissing. Just back and forth. Shaking hands a little bit. You see that resist field up, that period of time where once that shield, that fluid's broken, you see the resist. You kind of just have to focus on something else until it goes away.
LUNABREAK doing a good job of dispersing. They have eyes on C and B. They're playing a little further back from A as well, so they can always be accessible to the perimeter to make sure that CB don't steal away. LUNABREAK need to hold this double cap for a while, but I'm starting to get worried. Riv, CB are up to 800.
BC, the hardest cap to continue to hold here. What is the choice, though, for LUNABREAK? How will they decide to get it back? Looking at the mini-map, we can actually see spawning out of C. They stay, but a new member of LUNABREAK spawn, so where they go is going to be a huge choice.
LUNABREAK catching up slowly but surely. And I don't even want to break down the math if this double cap, if it's held, if that's even possible. At least Lori and Arun, Elysius and Narukami working together as a duo this time. No more solo plays. It has to be a team effort from LUNABREAK to force a map 3.
Arun looking for the air superiority, looking to get into the fight after somebody forgets about his presence in the game, and that's one of the keys to Elysius is being able to trick him and make him forget that you're there for a moment. Fight here towards that C side. We're switching on, and looks like Ann is going to be able to do quite a bit. So good in that offensive mode, untargetable, but also just laying down that gas that will not allow any capture.
With Roby and Manbu, such great supportive play from Celestial Being. Now, can they make a play to actually capture C? It all depends on if they can dispatch this Eliseness. It all depends if they can even re-armor, if that cooldown's available. But Tuobi is tossing them up, and there's just so much healing coming out of Ann to keep this going. The double cap hasn't been lost by LUNABREAK for quite some time.
They might have to get this other one, though. 900 now breached by Celestial Being, looking to knock LUNABREAK out of the tournament, but Luna are making a very good push to keep themselves in here. They just have to find that last inch to get these points in from the triple cap.
LUNABREAK are within arm's reach and maybe realizing how important this triple cap is as they surround this middle island and CB fall one by one. But you see CB, these loading bars on the HUD, they're trying to capture C. There's multiple fights going down at once at C, B, and A has been completely abandoned. CB need this double cap to assure victory, to assure a top 3.
Now less than 100 points between the teams. 865 starts to tick up. They're going to crease to 100. It looks like LUNABREAK will be able to make it with these caps, and they've realized that potential. They're going to hold as strong as they can on these. And Veda now unleashing from the top side, trying to uproot LUNABREAK.
This is dangerous. Carusa is missing from LUNABREAK. That is very limited heals, and LUNABREAK are trying to play as safe as they can, and this is where this could end. Team Celestial Being with a triple kill, work as a team for this double cap. 980 to 960. The finish line, the top 3 in Celestial Being's path.
Just a few more points. We can see the battle on every side of the map. 6 more left for Celestial Being here.
Wait!
But it's LUNABREAK. They've got it. 2 points left, and LUNABREAK bring us to a 3rd map.
No way! LUNABREAK never gave up, never surrendered. They united to work on these perimeters, to go on these side quests as an adventuring team.
What did we just watch? What did we just watch?
A 2-point game?
Also, never have I seen a game have this many close endings with teams adapting so well to get themselves that last second, that last ditch effort to get the victory. But here it happens again. Celestial Being did it before, and now they feel it from LUNABREAK.
Just the fact that the middle of the map got it was a no man's land for the first time the entire game.
The BC hold, that's not normal.
That's not normal.
That's not normal.
After CB had a double cap for, what, 70% of that map?
Yeah.
They were up by 300 points, I want to say, at some point. Definitely tripling LUNABREAK's score for some time, but LUNABREAK, the double cap that came back, I didn't want to try and do caster math live.
No.
But they proved that the impossible was possible.
You have to consider, too, all the kills that Celestial Being was getting was tipping that over the edge of only their 2 points that they were getting. So that was so much work to be done. The 4-point catch-up the whole time. Or, sorry, the 6-point catch-up the whole time. And then, yeah, just being able to get themselves the victory and know that they had it. I do think that looking at how that kind of played out, once it got onto the insides, it was a lot easier to target who they wanted. Just keep your sniper outside and hit whoever goes to A, right? So A was always guarded by one of the snipers, and that fight in the side lanes, we just see LUNABREAK being so strong.
And for Carusa to go down at the end, you had limited heals without that Lumine, and every kill mattered when you had these 20-second respawns.
Yeah.
At the very last minute of play, LUNABREAK just clutched up. They never broke. If anything, they fixed whatever happened at the beginning of the map where they played too separated and they started to form more clumps instead of dispersing too thin. Just these small changes, and LUNABREAK came back.
Wow. Absolutely wow.
We are getting the most insane maps, you and I.
I love it. Absolutely love seeing this kind of prowess from the teams. Again, the ability to adapt, but pushed off onto different strikers, going for the Narukami again when they could. They didn't have the air superiority. It's so interesting, the middle of the game adaptation we see. It was Bamboo chasing around Lori for quite some time, and they seemed to give up on each other when they realized that that was just a part of the fight, and they really needed to be at the side points.
And even Arun versus Manbu, but that Aquila stun, which hit a rune, but then he got the last laugh, and just these small 1v1s changes everything with how long it takes to get back into the fight.
I think Lumine, I don't think she's underestimated here or underrated, but the fact that Lumine, we saw actually Charlotte do it when Orca played, that you can cover 2 points if your team is playing the other side of the map so well. And they did have 2 points on the same side, but just being able to deny speed, heal, untargetable, getting in, one drone continues to dot the direct health, they can't cap. It makes it so annoying. So having that, I think, was used very well, as used by LUNABREAK to make sure they could solidify the win. And there, Lori feeling good on top.
Absolute cinema, by far the best map in this entire tournament. And we're not even at the grand finals, folks. Only one of these teams get to move on. It also almost makes me sad with the talent on display. But LUNABREAK stayed resilient, and instead of going for these 1 to 5 splits, it was more like 2-3-1 splits or 3-3 splits. It was really cool to see macro-wise on the mini-map, keeping track of LUNABREAK and how they divvied up their focus.
What is it? Like, think of the 14, 2, 1, 3, 8, 9, 14 kills for Celestial Being. 5 kills on the side of LUNABREAK, which means Celestial Being was taking out LUNABREAK, but they're still understanding when to pressure, when to not. We're down in numbers. How do we play that the most effective way? So to see a team that died that much still be able to come out on top. I mean, they squeaked it through, but they found the one window that would work in whatever it was of the BC cap.
And that was LUNABREAK's choice of map. They've won it. They're flawless on it when it comes to today after what they did against Empyrean, against the toughest of challengers of Celestial Being. And your MVP, Arun, just running amok everywhere he goes, knowing and how to time how to re-armor back up, to just pressuring every point at all times. He was so productive.
100 defense. Yes, sir, you played 100 all the way around. Great damage taken as well, making sure he was a nuisance and a focal point at these points. I mean, we saw Arun doing a lot of 1v1ing at one point, down to a sliver of his Elysine's health, brings the armor back, and still deterring people from capping the point because he knows how far he, as a pilot, can push his striker.
And we know how much this tournament means to our teams because the future is bright for Mecha Break. When you have pilots like this, here are the highlights of the most exciting map we have had. LUNABREAK do it again against Empyrean and now Celestial Being, giving Celestial Being the choice of map coming up. But this was so fun.
Look at this fight. This is the fight you were talking about. 1 kill, but he comes back, still able to get it. So the last laugh is there. You can see that Manbu almost forced into those fights. That's kind of what LUNABREAK was doing. They're saying, yeah, this will happen, but the end result's still going to be the same no matter what you throw at me for just this engagement.
Just being able to keep up with the Narukami, mad respect. Just also spy checking and looking like such a tweaker, just putting out as much damage everywhere as possible. As soon as you see that hit marker, you're charging. And amazing stuff, locking down Lori. Because Lori, uncontested, you saw what happened on Empyrean. Insane, lethal, and even with all that pressure, Lori's team still ended up winning.
Oh, Eye of Mizra. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like one of the maps that we can have the biggest potential for a mistake to be punished. That one key grab starts to separate it. Even after one key successful upload by your opponents, it can start to pressure, make you push into things you think you need to play instead of your regular game. So I think whoever gets the first key cap is really going to be able to stronghold the game.
Yeah, let's not have that Narukami stuff happen anymore. Lori, thank you very much. But the Elysine's ban after that MVP, I agree. Vita's going to be affected by this. Composition for CB on Eye of Mizra when they beat DSG was the Stego, the Aquila, Lumine, Welkin, Elysine's, Tricera. So they're going to have to think of a backup plan around the Elysine's. But Manbu on the Aquila, that's got to be the alpha.
Absolutely. I think I really like Manbu's play around here. You'll see him within the pipes. You see him going down to the core right a little bit to get himself some assistance and then back up to the air, usually having an eye on the battlefield. But Manbu as a pilot loves to just be out of sight, out of mind until he is the one that is absolutely railing you with damage shot after shot.
And Zero's going to decide to go for the Stego, at least until this time runs out. And he's played Falcon on this map in the past, and it is open to play. There's only one Falcon between both these teams, and Stego wanting to reinforce the defenses once they can get these early setups around the key. He's played Hurricane, he's played Falcon, but Zero wants the safer striker.
Lock them in. Our final best of 3 going all the way between LUNABREAK and Celestial Being. Japan and China trying to keep their teams in the tournament. Already 2 of them in the upper bracket. They'd love to see their brethren push on. We're going to be on Eye of Mizra. The Storm is just off to the side, awaiting the players to get into battle.
It's going to be fun. Celestial Being also did just win Eye of Mizra against Orca.
Yep.
So that was pretty dominating, I gotta say. Very objective focus, not even needing to rain down all the kills. It was all about the macro play when watching Celestial Being. And they had a strong start on the previous map, but it's about how you finish. It's about how you retake as well when things don't go well.
Mambu just slow dropping in there, was still out of a targeting range and everything. You see Neku exist already in the fight, diving fast down. We get the air fight going on, skyboxes being created by the Welkins. Here Neku exists. Gonna be scooting around, seeing if he can break those crosshairs, and already Manbu does not look like he's having fun.
Yeah, no flyers from Team CB's side, but all the mobility provided by your Luminates, Karosa and Anne. And this is a deadly Inferno, raining it down on the box of the Welkin, and 2 being nicely protected, able to escape through the hills. Now the key hasn't spawned, so this neutral fight forcing those kills respawns. They're quite long, and this is a critical point for CB because Manbu is at 1 HP, and LUNABREAK are trying to chase him down.
That's insane that he lives. Neku pushing into A. Looks like the Falcon could be the first grab. Look at your mini-map. The only one actually moving themselves over, but no. Quickly on his tail comes 2 members of Celestial Being, so they're going to have to be careful inside.
Yeah, Rune,
oh dear.
The melee master. It's a fighting game in his eyes. Welkin, Aleseness. The gloves are on, and CB are victims.
That's huge damage. Mambu's down. They cannot get coordination inside. This should be a key cap if they have the right setup here. Arun's going to try for it right now. Shield is up. The cap on 10%. No, they get the hit through. And that is not going to be enough. I believe that might have been some Lumigas coming through, as well as just follow-up damage to shut down the cap.
Yeah, Rune needs to box up next time, and there it is to try and go for the key grab, but Neku is low, just buzzing around the ears of CB, but CB haven't gotten a kill yet. LUNABREAK keep fragging Karosa. That Luminate close to the key grab has been attempting again and again, but CB deny. It's a 4v6, and CB are so good at disrupting the plan of LUNABREAK.
3 down, 2 spawning in 5. They just don't have it on the side of CB right now, but somehow they continue to deny the grabs on this key. Again, they try 50%, almost there, and the shot coming through stops the grab for Arun.
And that's got to be Manbu's shot too, and for Nikila to be in this building, good luck, CB. It's disruption, but where's the W? A triple kill now for Azuria. Insane stuff with the Tricera. This has been an MVP in the past, and there goes Karosa, that Luminate, escaping through the window, looking for the upload. CB on respawn, just gonna worry about setting up for C potentially.
Double cap, so the cappers are going to be there at the same time, mainly being able to get themselves in, no problem. You see Tuobi considering it, but then, oh, it's Lumine? I'll go cap, no worries.
You
just come
first.
with me. Yeah.
Let's be polite.
This is going to be awesomely close just after these first. I don't see Arun going down. Welkins are usually good enough for the full cap.
Yeah, Tuobi waited politely for LUNABREAK to finish theirs now to set up, but all of LUNABREAK now have a chance to put all their focusing fire and go on all offense. It's Tuobi defending well. Now the full upload goes through. We're 38-31. It's anyone's game.
Nice focus on the movement. Tuobi staying alive and now trying to get back at his aggressors. Arun right there and takes off just in time before getting a quick cut to the butt.
And what's going to be the moment to rotate towards B? LUNABREAK have control of the middle of the map as they surround CB. Sometimes you got to call. Do you go for kills or do you go for the setup? Now both teams chase each other down, and you got a spin from Tuobi in the box to deal with this Tricera. The focus, Azuria is going to be forced to escape, but maybe it was too little too late. Fluid armor hemorrhaging for CB, but they haven't fallen yet.
Everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at this area, down in the pipes, down in the trenches, and they cannot get air superiority. Neku exists, sure is though. Manbu pushed off, still trying to fire from the outside, and see, it's not even a finalized kill for Neko. He just says, you being lower is better than you being dead, because we can take you out when we want now.
The range poke from LUNABREAK is great, but CP were still alive with their health and with the box, the Stego shield, and more. CP have grabbed the key. It's Zero on the Stego that flies using the stealth of his own cloud, but Ann has to help escort with the mobility boost. But there's a storm above them, and I'm not talking about the pulse. And it's CB that will take a lead. The upload begins, 1/3 down. And oh, speaking of that pulse storm, it's here. It's going to make things even more difficult for LUNABREAK to retake.
Lumi's going to have very tough time getting the heals on. You'll see a lot of the gas coming out. Zero should be able to cap this for the squad. The Stego is efficient in bringing it over as the beefcake. And now they continue to spin 67 to 39 here as Celestial Being has a good grip on the game. C not even open yet, and they can move under the guise of the storm.
Yeah, CB sacrificed their lives for that upload. Will that put them behind on the upcoming setup? Not when Manbu is here, who's on the Aquila, right? And he's still getting shots like this through a storm. I don't know what he's seeing. I need the glasses that he has. LUNABREAK getting staggered now. Won't be able to get like a proactive setup for C. We'll see how the numbers break down. We look through the eyes of this Inferno of Yui, looking for hit markers, trying to identify where the enemy is.
How has Manbu been this health the whole time? Absolutely incredible. I think this is when we left him with Neku exist, when they were by the shuttle. We're about a minute later, and he's still survived with this health, being aggressive in the face of his opponents. The audacity of Manbu is wild.
And Kurosa keeps trying for the grab and assisting him from above and below. LUNABREAK come together as a team, looking for the tying upload if they can. CB are so low on health, and it's Zex that has to disengage on the Tricera. The rest beat on the Inferno, quite literally a glass cannon with it is about to shatter. So he does, thanks to Arun and Yui. Surely this is the moment LUNABREAK take the key.
They are spinning on that point. Tuobi says no one can stand here safely for a moment. Arun down on Manbu. Manbu finally falls. The air superiority's gone. He lived for so long. This is a LUNABREAK chance. Can they get it?
Oh, it's CB boxing this. I was waiting for the LUNABREAK Welkin box to go down, so this range damage stops interrupting them. Kurosa on this Lumine just lost armor, now has to be careful. You're so important in that escort as the mobility booster, as the carrier yourself, and Arun is unleashed. The triple kill, multiple time MVP. Now LUNABREAK have multiple people trying to go for the objective. They're getting frustrated, and they're heading for the hills.
LUNABREAK's got it. Easy boost speed for a Welkin. Nobody's even going to want to chase this. They will get the heals. They will get the energy regen back up, and we're going to see Lumine just jet out of there, going to help the team as they buff up the Welkin. The box fight coming in now. Manbu looking to get his hands on this one, and his hand in the pie of the fight as Neku exists just continues to dodge.
And LUNABREAK tried to cut off rotations of CB, and at range they poke down. CB already down a person, and the key is now uploaded. But all CB have to do is disrupt in that 5v6 with the Stego smoke and the rest of their defensive utility. The Welkin boxes too. They're so aggressive, and you can always depend on Toby to equalize those numbers.
It has the kills on both sides. Zek's about to come back up and uneven those numbers here. 77 to 70. 4 minutes left. The storm is cleared for some time as we get back into an engage in the middle of the map before the spawn of B. And Arun just trying to take down Manbu here, finding him.
Zero tried to grab the key even while he's down members, while everyone's distracted, but CB cannot sneak it away. LUNABREAK are too aware, and Arun within that Welkin box still didn't get a chance to get anything done. Neko's 2 HP, knows he has to be involved in this fight no matter what. Everyone has a sliver of health and no health insurance. LUNABREAK could be one key away from winning the series. That'll get them to 95 if they upload, plus the kills that will ensue.
This is crazy how they're living with such little health, being able to dodge each other. keeping it min-max throughout every fight, and they now try to get the tanks, get the heavies onto the point. Beautiful damage coming in now from Yui as they try to just separate LUNABREAK.
The numbers are even. LUNABREAK started with a 6v4, and CB just know how to play at a disadvantage. Reinforcements coming in. You never know where respawns are gonna be. 2 keys have now spawned. Focus divided. And still a key upload will not be the definitive victory unless you somehow get both. And LUNABREAK has split up their forces. Toby just took a key.
Toby's got it. It was only the Sky priority around him. A beautiful dodge. Actually, when they first saw each other at sea, he denied the point.
That could
now
be the win.
Will be
that could be
the win for the point. He is on, but they're attacking.
And he's gone. 8 points away, not the full upload. LUNABREAK don't have the key yet as Neku soars to patrol over B, to trickle down damage, to interrupt anything from CB's plans.
Wow, Neku exists just from across the map. Every time he turns, it seems like he has a target that's about to go down. They are getting these kills huge. And now CB with 2 down are going to have trouble on this cap. Yui waiting, researching his next opponent. And they look towards B still.
If CB get the key, it's the key to victory. And CB always are doing it down a person. They play against all odds. And it's CB with the setup. The welcome box that try and disrupt CB. Spinning his Tuobi, allowing his support to grab. But LUNABREAK deny. They fly above and beyond and around CB. And this just will never end. 90 seconds left.
Yui 6, 1, and 10 on this Inferno, raining hell from above, and that's going to be so much damage on the Tricera. Zek's trying to get himself to safety, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, and they just can't get the point. Almost a minute to go here. The lead for CB if they can just hold it.
Toby's about to grab the key, and they only need 1 tick, and there it is, flying now to the upload from an opposite end of the map. There's an interrupt. Toby needs a second. He needs help. Where is Celestial being? Do they want to be in the top 3? Someone needs to stop him!
Toby dies! No cap! They get the kill. It's going to be pushed forward. Getting pushed back into the A site was exactly what they needed to stop him. Damage
Zex
now on the
dies!
key. Zex dies. No key. 40 seconds left.
CB just need 3 kills. Who cares about the key? It's time to focus down what's left of LUNABREAK. They only have 4 alive, and respawns are there. It's chaos in the middle of the map.
Every striker limping. So much damage being done. Fluid shields are non-existent for CB right now. But is it enough? It's about the fight. It's about the pressure. Azuria getting a kill into Zero Zenin, so that's down. But Sia will not spawn in time. They have to achieve 10 kills.
This is just not winnable for LUNABREAK any longer with the time that's left, with the kills they would have to achieve, with a key not being uploaded. The most incredible series of our tournament wasn't even in the grand final. Congratulations to Celestial Being. China moves on.
Absolutely incredible perseverance. No longer will I think, oh, once a key is grabbed, they'll probably cap it. We've seen it all. We have seen the key stopped in the middle of Eye of Mizra, and we just saw Tuobi inches away from being able to touch that upload, destroyed by Celestial Being's focus. Incredible stuff.
And Celestial Being move on to face the loser of our upper final of Anubis versus Eva. Could be a rematch, or they could have the final boss ahead of them if Anubis managed to drop in front of their path. Celestial Being impress us all, taking down one of Japan's top pilots.
All right, boys, no breather. Next game. Let's go. You got a 3rd series to play now. Oh, it's going to be after a big one, though. It's going to be after Anubis versus Eva, so they do get to think, and you get to watch, and hopefully they have not used all their good graces within those last few matches, because that was some exceptional play. Like you said, the best we've seen so far, and we still got more tournament to go.
Oh my God. Are you not entertained? This is Mecha Break, everybody. And the year has only just begun. The launch hasn't even happened yet. Oh my god, I don't even know to call that an upset. I can only be happy right now because we were treated to back-to-back, like, nail biters.
Coming into this, I mentioned when the teams were announced, we saw the North American teams and we saw the Japanese teams, and they said, we'll present your challengers soon. And the challengers that China has brought to the table are absolutely destroying, and the confidence it must be building for them on home ground is immense.
I hope LUNABREAK are still happy to be able to force that map 3.
Absolutely.
The most insane comeback on Crop Sinkhole, just holding a double cap. Like their lives depended on it, which tournament lives depended on it. And to go the distance, coming down to kills, to the double key grab denied, to kill Celestial being on both key grabs. And it's not just any squishy. It was a Welkin and a Tricera that got those last 2 keys.
Super good point. Not easy to kill.
Those absolute units? How?
The one way they stopped the Welkin from getting out, Tuobi up in, getting killed, but still they were able to hold the lead. That was incredible, getting shoved right back in to that A window, and then they still find the win. 7 kills for Manbu, 5 for Vita, controlling the skies there along with Manbu. Really huge stuff, and there was still a hell of a fight because it was a heck of a game coming in. 4 kills across the board for Neku, Azuria, 7 for Yui, putting in so much damage. This one took everything from both teams.
7 from Yui, but also 7, man. Like, how do you pick an MVP here?
Man.
I don't think you do, because even if you don't look at the kills, like, you can't even underestimate what the Triceras are doing, the Stagos to protect. Tuobi, yeah.
Welkin. Let's see.
Yes! Oh, he's a knower. He's a knower.
He's a knower. He's a Welkin. That's what it is. 50 upload, 2, 5, and 10. And we always see usually that Welkin getting over 1 million on the damage if they're in the fight enough and not just being taken out in the respawn zone. So, beautiful job here. Damage taken is, it's really high. I was going to say it's lower than usual. No, that's high. I just read the numbers wrong. So, definitely being in the center. A lot of that damage probably coming